fixed payment date, so it's any specified date, February 1st, 2020, the first of the 10 years preceding the grant, whatever you want to say. Separation from service, this is code language for retirement. Retirement's a bad word for 409A purposes. Probably the worst word you can use. But separation from service is any time when you have an employer or employee who's no longer going to be doing work for you. There's a few very special circumstances where the rules are different, but basically they're not doing any work for you, whether that's retirement or quitting or being fired. You can also restrict it beyond separation from service. You can say separation from service for cause, not for cause, if it's voluntary or involuntary. Change of control, which has a very special definition under 409A, which basically requires that it's not a change of control unless you have one of three things that happens. You have a majority of the control of the company is changed, normally within 12 months. The second one is you have essentially what's called effective control. So people who have control by vote, over 30% of that, so roughly a third, has changed hands in a year. And the third one is a majority of the board has changed. For startups, board changes and that kind of thing are not normally what people think of with change of control. They think getting bought out. Disability, basically for 409A purposes, means you're disabled and can't perform any profitable function for at least 12 months, or you're expected to die from whatever you have. One easy way to think of this is disability for 409A basically means you could get Social Security disability payments. That is actually one of the more common ways to define it. Death, everyone gets that one. They didn't change the definition for 409A. Financial hardship, this is requires really significant hardship. You can't just say, I'm sort of short on cash and I'd like my payments under 409A. It requires that your house will be foreclosed, you have extenuating medical bills, things like that. There's very, very strict rules, and actually more and more of the people we see are not even including financial hardship. It's such a hassle and so restricted that it normally only causes more problems than it's really worth to people. And so basically all these things, like I said, 409A, one of the keys to compliance with 409A is to have it in writing before you give something out. And so these things, whatever you're going to pick, you can pick one, you can pick all of them, needs to be in writing, adopted by the company in whatever ways are appropriate for the company you have, in advance of when you start giving the equity compensation. And this is what happens when you don't follow 409A, which is not exactly enjoyable for anyone. On top of the normal income tax, which can easily be 20, 30, 40% when you factor in state taxes, there's a 20